I called it living in the rat race and I thought I was winning, but I could not get out of the fast lane. I was bone dry, mud in your eye, crossed my heart and hoped to die. Then something took me by surprise, and now I'm Mr. Come on over, Mr. Small Town Parade on the 4th of July. Trading my Ferrari for a farmer tan and doing the best I can. I wanna be a Mayberry Man. I was big city, Hollywood and Vine, trying so hard to have me a good time. But every party started looking the same. Goodbyes, bloodshot eyes, blinded by the sunrise. And something took me by surprise. And now I'm Mr. Come on over, singing, how do you do? May I have this dance? I love walking and talking and holding your hand. Now I understand. I wanna be a Mayberry Man. A Mayberry Man. Now I'm Mr. in the moment, Mr. Country Church with a gospel choir. I'm saying yes sir, yes ma'am, canceling all my plans, so I can be there to lend a hand. I think I finally understand. I'm a Mayberry Man.
I guarantee this, if you love the Andy Griffith Show, you're going to love Mayberry Man.
And welcome back to Wednesday Night Live. And it's a threesome tonight.
Yoo-hoo!
A newsome makes it a threesome. So you guys recovered from the big shoot?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I was expecting to get sick after I finished, but I did not. It seems like I was kind of teetering on it the whole time, but actually did not get sick.
You're running on adrenaline. So tonight we're just going to give a quick recap of we wrapped up production in Los Angeles. We did 10 days of shooting over 3 weeks, which was pretty intense. We've got some big news about the movie, Mayberry Man movie, to share. And then we've got some videos, some sneak peeks of some of the footage, right, Stark? And
put together a little last-minute highlight reel today. Hope I didn't give away, I'm not giving away too much of the movie, but it's kind of all in there.
Yeah. And so we called tonight's episode Mayberry News. And I noticed, Alan, you've got the appropriate wardrobe on tonight.
I do. I dressed up for the occasion. That's right.
Tell us about that
Lindsay jacket.
Yeah, tell us about that jacket.
Yeah, so this jacket, I actually was able to go to George Lindsay's estate sale because George Jr., who's in the series as well, he had invited several friends and stuff that knew George to come up to Nashville to go to the estate sale. And as I was looking around, I saw, hey, there's some jackets over here. I need a jacket. I wonder if he was the same size as me. So I put this jacket on, and it fit really well. And then I pulled out let's see if I can move where I can see it. You can't hardly see it. But when I pulled it open, it says here inside the lapel, it says tailored for George Lindsay. And I'm like, oh, I have to have this. So I wore it in the series, and I wore it on Huckabee back when the movie came out. And then I got to wear it on the series a little bit just to honor George.
Nice. Yeah, it makes it an appearance in the series, so that'll be exciting. And so I know, Stark, you have put together some highlights, but I think you said you wanted to do our little behind the scenes video first. So why don't we take
because I haven't seen that, so
you're curious.
I'd like to see it.
All right, let's hear from, this is Brett Varvel and Greg Schell on the day we went to the beach. So, guys, you took a little swim this morning. How was that?
A little dip.
Woo, man, it was like being in a Navy SEAL. You know, we got into our wetsuits at dark around 5 a.m.
First of all, I put it on backwards, and Greg Schell here bailed me out.
I did.
Said, dude, you put it on wrong.
The zip goes in the back. So he had to change his wetsuit around. But then I was very proud of Brett for being a non-surfer. He paddled out with me in the dark right here at Leo Carrillo Beach. And it was cold.
It was freezing.
It was freezing.
So you
And
didn't tell him about the sharks, right?
I didn't tell you about the sharks. 'cause I
No,
didn't
but on
want
the
you to
way
get freaked
here,
out.
my driver was like, did you hear about the shark attack in San Diego? I was like, great.
Thanks
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
That's great to hear.
And about halfway out in the paddle, he realized, man, it takes a lot of upper body strength
gosh.
to get out there. And I said, don't worry, Brett, I'll be your surf valet today. He just grabbed my leash, and I paddled him the rest of the way, all the way out into the
It was
lineup.
a nice, smooth ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, point out where you guys were today.
So you see this group of rocks right here? We were just to the south, right there. And it was a beautiful, gorgeous morning. The sun was
Gorgeous
coming up.
sunrise.
Yeah, we had some dolphins.
Dolphins were there.
Swimming, nice orange light all over the patina. The ocean was really nice, and I thought it looked great. So I'm pretty excited.
So, Brett, tell me about your surfing experience for this role.
My surfing experience started at, was it 5:30 in the morning?
It was 5:30.
That was it. So donning the wetsuit was about as close as I've ever gotten to surfing. And so yeah.
But you could
thankfully, Chris is at a moment when he's down in the dumps and struggling with life. And so he wasn't really feeling the waves. So I didn't have to kill myself.
All right.
And you know, I have one thing to say. Brett Varvel is a natural athlete. I knew he would pick it up right away, and he did. He was able to lie on the board correctly, arch his back like a real surfer, paddle, you know, look natural, sitting up on his board, everything. It was great.
Until I got to the car and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It took about an
I'm
hour
good.
for our toes to defrost from the Pacific Ocean, but we're good now.
I have totally new respect for surfers.
Thank you.
You're a strong man.
I'll take that. Thank you.
That's great.
So,
What about the director that was out there? Never a mention of the director that had to go out there.
you were too busy working, I guess.
I guess.
But that was a good day. We had good weather, got a lot done, and the little video clip there in the water it really got stepped on in the compression, so it doesn't look nearly as good as it does. So, but good stuff. We have a lot of behind the scenes material. It'll probably take as long to cut that stuff together as it will the series. So expect that to trickle out over the next year or so.
Yeah. And I have to say, everybody worked so hard. The crew worked super hard, the cast, everybody. It was definitely hectic, to say the least. We had so many setups to do each day, and every day was, before the sun came up. Almost every day was before the sun came up, and then everybody had to get whatever rest they could, and then show up the next morning and do the same thing. And poor Jeff Barry got hit by a truck on the first day. Court, tell them about that one.
So, yeah, it wasn't our very first day, but it was the first day on the studio lot. And you think you're on a studio lot, safest place to be. We'd already been out on the streets of Hollywood where there was, a shooting and, freeways shut down and all sorts of mayhem. But on the studio lot, a truck, a rather large truck, ran down Jeff Berry and sent him to the hospital. So that was not a fun morning, certainly not for him. And but he recovered a couple of days and he was back in action. So tough guy.
But it was a SWAT, the TV show SWAT. It was one of their vehicles. So we were kidding around with Jeff to lawyer up, and season 2 is going to be brought to you by Jeff Berry and SWAT.
Yeah.
So we're really hoping he can cash in on that.
Yeah. Well, it was Monday, and my understanding is SWAT goes on location on Mondays, and so it was really kind of a madhouse there, and so we were showing up at the same time SWAT was, loading up and heading out, and the trucks are leaving, and it was kind of a hectic area, and maybe they're just not used to other people being on the lot on a Monday morning. And so, but the guy admitted he was not looking where he was going. So, and then anyway, but Jeff is okay. He's probably still feeling the bumps and bruises, but we appreciate him being a trooper and getting back to work. So let's take a look at some of the highlights. What do you ready for that, Start?
Sure.
All right, let's take a look.
Some.
Gonna have PTSD.
Yeah. It's we try to keep the production value high.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, Rick Roberts and I were both talking about there's a lot of stuff that we're not in so we're very much looking forward. I was enjoying seeing scenes that I had not had any part of, so I'm really looking forward to all this.
So you got to see a little bit of Karen Knotts in there, which of course you were in scenes with her, but we got to see George Lindsay Jr. Playing the theater instructor, acting coach. Some of these sort of the new supporting characters. So there's, people watching this for the first time are like probably baffled. I mean, we're so close to it now. We kind of know who these characters are, but you just have to wait,
Yeah, there's a lot of editing happening now. And there's a lot to edit.
Well, and during the course of production, we kind of expanded the script and we've got enough material to do 5 episodes. So that's where we're headed with this. So that was good news. Of course, it was a little more expensive to shoot 5 episodes, but it's all good. And so, Alan, what's the word on the street? You've been talking to the Mayberry fans and all that. What are you hearing?
Well, I think there's a lot of excitement about seeing it, but it's still a year away. So there's people who are like, oh, a year? I have to wait? Oh, so that because they're all wanting to see it because they've seen the posts on social media. There have been people posting photos from behind the scenes that were in part of the filming. So there are I think there's a lot of interest, a lot of people wanting to see what it's like. And these reports that you've been doing, I think there's a lot of that, but we've got to wait. We got to just be patient and wait. The movie turned out so well, in my opinion. I think it just turned out so well that there's a lot of expectation. I think that the series is going to have that same feel to it. And we're just looking forward to just having some fun and laughing and smiling with these people that we kind of got to know during the movie.
Well, and one of the things that you don't really get a sense from it from those highlights, but there's the romance angle. It's Chris Stone and Kate, and some supporting characters have some romance. So I want to show real quick. It's only about a minute long. Our romance sizzle reel, just to bring people up to speed on that aspect of it.
They live in Mayberry. They love all things Mayberry. And when new folks visit, they fall in love too. From the writer and director of Mayberry Man, a new series that celebrates the spirit of Mayberry with a romantic twist. Starring Brett Varvel as Hollywood leading man Chris Stone, Ashley Elaine as Mayberry's sweetheart, with Jacob Winter, and introducing Emmy Wright, a nostalgic take on modern romance with a healthy dose of old-fashioned Mayberry spirit. Wholesome family entertainment, just like the good old days. Mayberry Man, the series.
So that really holds up, and
I would watch that.
yeah, and that's before we shot all this other footage. So we'll have to update that at some point. But we've been getting a good response. So our team has been sort of pitching the series to various platforms, networks, what have you. And we actually got some good news today. A really good response from, of all networks, MeTV, which obviously carries the Andy Griffith Show, right? And so they don't really do original programming. I think maybe Collector's Call is like the only show that they might do that's sort of original, but they don't do it in-house. But they have a lot of interest in it. And so they've expressed interest in, at first, putting the movie up. And so that kind of brings me to...
They're not putting that on Svengoolie, right? That's going to be... they're not going to do that.
We'll do the Halloween episode on Svengoolie.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I watch MeTV. So.
I got to get out more.
Yeah.
Svengoolie is great. You got the old classic, scary movies hosted by, I mean, for you, Stark, it's Elvira, but it's not Elvira. It's this kooky guy.
So classic local television host for the horror movie for the Saturday night. But he does it nationwide now. So
yeah, it's good stuff.
So that'd be great. MeTV, that's exciting.
Attack of the Crab Monsters, I think, was on Svengoolie once. I know that's a sensitive topic for you, Stark.
Yeah, we don't want to go into that. I remember me and my brother wanted to stay up late and watch Attack of the Crab Monsters, and my dad would not let me stay up. And we thought it was the best. We thought it would be the best movie ever. And then when we finally saw it, when we got older, it's like, this is what we were wanted to stay up to see. Attack of the Crab Monster. It's just all we saw in the beginning was this ocean and the water lapping up on the ocean, and it was black and white, I think. And it's like, Dad, no, come on, please, no. And no, it was bedtime. I'll never forget it. It was scarring.
Yeah. It'll come on again, and it never did, right? So some of the movie news is we have sort of an official re-release date for the movie. So January 1st, the movie releases officially on PureFlix, which is sort of faith and family Netflix. And they have an exclusive for 6 months on subscription-based platforms. So if you're a subscriber to PureFlix, you can watch it over and over again, no extra charge. And then on January 2nd, it's going to be out on all sorts of other platforms, iTunes, Google Play, Christian Cinema, Hoopla, which I just recently learned about Hoopla. It's an app where you can rent movies and things, not rent them, I get them for free, right? Through the library system. So if you have a library card, you can register with Hoopla and you can check out movies for free. So it'll be on Hoopla, something called Overdrive, and of course it'll still be on Amazon Prime. And that's all transactional for rent or purchase. So if you want to watch it for free, you're still probably going to have to wait another 6 months before it starts showing up on some of these other sort of advertising-based platforms. And who knows? MeTV might be airing it and testing the waters. And if they get a good response, maybe that's a possible home for Mayberry Man the series.
That's when we got to get you and Rick Allen to go back on Huckabee and let everyone know where to watch it.
And the other big news, Alan, is Weaver's Department Store has a big sale on the Mayberry Man movie DVD right now, 25% off.
That's right, 25% off over at Weaver's. Head over to weaversdepartmentstore.com and you can pick up a copy. You can even get it signed by the guy who played Floyd in the movie. He'll sign it for free.
That's amazing.
That's right. No charge for that part.
Amazing.
And he won't sign it for another $5. So if you pay me $5 more, I won't sign it. So
that's a good deal.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, anything else you guys want to add tonight?
Well, I want to say it was a great experience for me going out to California. Rick Roberts and I, that was the first time we had gone to an actual studio and filmed anything. So it was a very fun experience for us. There will be bloopers in possibly in this because I provided an entire morning of bloopers by myself. It was a rough morning.
I'm not going to comment on that.
I will. We even took a picture. If you guys saw it on Facebook, some people might have seen it with the what's that thing? The clap. What's the thing? The clap.
Yeah, the slate.
The slate. The slate had like a thing on there. If you look at it, it says take 23. That's not quite true. It wasn't that many, but with me holding my head and looking at the script. But I appreciate our director and writer not firing me at the last minute there because I couldn't get my lines right.
You made my morning a little difficult. You made my day difficult. But you cleaned it up a little bit in the afternoon. But
yeah, I did okay after lunch. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what it was. My wife even looked at me and goes, what's happening? I said, I don't know what's happening. I thought maybe you were having a stroke or something. I don't know.
It could be. That may be that's what it was. Yes, that is it. That was it. I didn't want to say anything, but yes, that's it.
Well, you've recovered nicely. So you remembered the pitch for Weaver's Department Store perfectly. So
well, Jan told it to me. You couldn't hear it.
It looked perfect in the final cut.
Thank you.
You never know.
Thank you. There was only about
15 cut out of that entire scene.
Yeah, there's only about 15 extras that got to see it, and I was really just making those mistakes because they were contributors to the production, and I was trying to give them the most experiences possible. That's what it was.
Okay. Yeah.
Was that a scene where Sherry was calling action by any chance? Try to give her a little extra opportunity.
No, I did that one okay. That was in the afternoon. She was actually in the scene that morning that I kept messing up.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. It happens. It happens. I hear it happens to the best of them.
Yes.
I hadn't got over it yet. So
we'll have to string all those together. That'll be a good future.
That might take a day in itself to do that. But anyway, I think that I'm in the editing process now, and I'm really happy with what I'm seeing. It looks great. I think it looks actually better than the movie. The clip I put together is roughly color corrected, but it's nowhere near what it would look like when a professional does it. But it's a lot closer to the finished product right out of the can than the first one was. So there's a lot less fixing of things to do. So hopefully we can just spend our time, getting a tight edit down, making sure it's funny. The hard thing is it's comedy, and comedy, there's no hiding comedy, because if people aren't laughing, then the proof is right there out in the open. If it's a drama, everybody watches it and then they can comment afterwards, but no one knows it's not working. But comedy either lands or it doesn't, and that's a tough one. So
I have a question. You may not want to answer it. I'm not sure, but since it's a series, do you, like, I know in the movie there was no kind of a laugh track or anything like that. But since it's a series, do you treat it differently? Do you do it like the show where it actually had a laugh track, or are you what are you?
Not necessarily, but I am going to, just for kicks, put a laugh track in an episode, see what it feels like.
Yeah.
It could be really bad, or it could be really cool, and we could be the first ones to actually put a laugh track in something in a long time.
Yeah.
And anything that could possibly pull that off would be something, retro, like based on the Andy Griffith Show. So I'm very curious. Other people have said, you should do it in black and white. And I said, well, that's going way too far. Yeah. But I'm very curious to see what a little laugh track would do to it.
Yeah, small amount.
Just pull it out if it doesn't work. But I've thought about it.
I just wondered, because I knew the movie didn't have it. And watching the movie with a crowd is really fun because everybody laughs.
Yeah,
but it's still fun watching it at home by yourself. But you don't have that. You don't have that re-encouragement that this was supposed to be funny or something. Yeah.
Well, some of it might need a laugh track. I don't know, but I'm really curious to see what it feels like. Not overly done, but just there's a lot of manipulation you can do with a laugh track. You can tell people how funny something is. You can build the laugh. You can do things. I've done that with another project, and it was a lot of fun because I created it was like a variety type show, and I created a David Letterman studio audience for it. And it was surprising how effective it was, because you could get just a little giggle somewhere, like one person in the audience here sees the joke coming, where everyone else. And so you start to believe that this is really a live audience. And so I'm curious to see what it does with this, with the music and the laugh track. It could be a home run. I don't know. Be one of a kind, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then season 2 we'll just do in front of a live audience. Alan, how's that sound?
Do a 3-camera sitcom at CBS.
All right. Well, I want to encourage folks. We've been on a little hiatus for a few weeks because we were shooting. We're going to try to put out more content to kind of bring you up to speed on what was going on. We have lots of fun behind the scenes stuff. We'll probably save the show material for the show. But we got some good interviews. We got an interview with Alan and Rick by their trailers on the back lot. We'll save that story for another time. I got a fun little interview with Karen Knotts on her second day there. George Lindsay, lots of good little stuff to share, and some good fun stories. In that highlight reel, I noticed you got the shot of Anderson diving into the pool. That was my son, Anderson, who got elected to dive into the unheated pool on a cold November morning. So, but a lot of good stuff, a lot of fun stuff. So please, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, subscribe. We just did that 10,000 subscriber episode. We're almost at 12,000 now. So it's just building. That just helps us get the word out to more people about Mayberry Man and the series and the movie and all that. And then come January, we're going to really be asking folks, if you can share and let people know about the movie who may not have heard about it yet, because we're going to be in a lot more places. So we've only been on Amazon so far. So a lot more opportunities for people to discover it, which then will expand the audience so that we can reach more people with the series. So I think it's just going to be a slow build for something like this without millions of dollars of marketing. behind it. So we appreciate your help. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. And we will see you next time.
And we'll try to keep interesting topics coming your way.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, everybody.
Try to be interesting.